Mother Earth. Mother Earth with all her satellites and not even a millionth of what they claims out there. What are they claims out there? Hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands, who knows? But first thing I want to know with all these satellites out here is if they're in free fall and they're moving at 17 plus thousand miles an hour, what propelled them to that speed? And how do they maintain it? About when the Earth goes over here in its cycle, how do all these satellites just continually, if they're just free falling, that's all they're doing, supposed to be free falling around the Earth, any direction, because there is no up and down, folks. You're all confused if you think there's an up and down. See? This guy down here, this guy right here, that's up for him, and that's down for him. He's down there in Australia. And this guy up here, just backwards opposite. That's up for him, that's down for him. So there is no up and down. You guys are all confused to think that there's an up and down, and that if you went through a tumbled twirly ride or something, you would lose your senses momentarily, and if you didn't gain them back to where you knew where level was, you would probably go into a panic attack. So yes, you do know the difference between up and down. See that? Now, after these satellites out here, after they got going, which they didn't because there aren't any out there, how do they just free fall around the Earth as the Earth is traveling 66,600 miles an hour counterclockwise around the sun, and every one of these satellites just stay out there? By the way, I read in the Help Wanted ad, they're going to start hiring satellite repairmen. Yep. And so all these old satellites up there, they're starting to get faulty and they're not functioning anymore. There's way too much money invested in these satellites up here to just 86 the program to scrap it. So they're going to start hiring satellite technicians to go up there and fix the satellites. Yep. I don't know. What's up? What's down? You a little confused yet? How about left and right? Do you know the difference between left and right if you're on a spinning ball? How would you know the difference? One way it would be one way. When you're on one side, it's one way, and when you're on the other side, it's the other way. So you'd be so confused on everything. That's what's wrong with you people. You're all dizzy. Look at that. All the satellites are just following Earth, no matter what direction, because it's got to be going multiple directions. Because while it's chasing the sun at 66,600 miles an hour, the sun's also orbiting around the outer rim of the Milky Way galaxy at 666,000 miles an hour. So all them satellites, they're traveling that fast too. All through the Earth, all them stars and everything is all just staying in perfect order every night. You ain't seeing no changes in anything. You're all a bunch of dizzy spinning people. That's what's going on. It's all magic. M-A-G-I-K. Magic. See? All them satellites, they haven't gone anywhere. So that's a repeatable experiment, people. It's obvious that the satellites, because they stay right there with Earth, they must really go out there and stay with Earth. They travel all them millions of miles an hour right along with Earth, because gravity holds them in. Gravity holds onto it and holds our atmosphere there. Our atmosphere is all stuck to gravity. Well, if gravity's got our atmosphere, how does a fan work at all, people? Just explain that to me, please. How would a fan work at all if gravity's carrying the atmosphere? It would have to hold on to it. I mean, literally hold on to it. In fact, if gravity were an actual real thing, once you made contact with the ground, you would actually have to break the gravitational field, and you would feel every step. If you could even move your foot, if there was some kind of force holding your body down. See that? You're all dizzy. You don't get it yet? I don't know why I'm even doing this. I've already figured it out. I'm just hoping there's enough people to figure it out when it's all said and done, that we can come back together and make a society that's livable and lovable. Because what they've got planned is already unleashed, and it's already happening, and you ain't gonna stop it. No matter what you try to do, you may thwart it a little bit, but all in all, their plan is made, and they're gonna make their plan happen. See that? There's no right and left, people. There's no up and down on a spinning ball Earth. It don't matter if it's tilted at 23.4 degrees. And that's the only spin or the only tilt it has. It's still orbiting the sun, while the sun's orbiting the Milky Way galaxy, while the Milky Way galaxy shooting through the infinite universe. Therefore, this thing would just be tumbling like a bat out of hell mad rocket. Like they're rocket scientists. It don't take one to figure that out. If you just look at this psychosis, you'd have to be tranced under to believe such a bullshit. That's why they show you in a little kid and you're a child and you're trusting, and it's deep, people. I don't know what I'm doing this for. Peace out. Have a good evening. I'm just checking it. I'm doing a mic check. See ya.